And if I was to lose her tomorrow, is whatever we're arguing about that important? And it never is. It never is.
Hello and welcome to the How to Relationship podcast, where we find out how to be in relationships from couples who are doing it pretty well. And I'm your host, Anais Lucia. So today's podcast is pretty special, at least for me, because I'm going to have a longtime friend on, Latrice Halter. I've known her for 15 years, which is pretty crazy. We met when I was 19, she was 18, and yeah, we've been friends for 15 years. Crazy. So we're going to have her on, as well as her husband, Daniel Halter. Welcome to the podcast, Latrice and Daniel Halter. It's nice to finally meet Daniel virtually. It's my first time meeting him. I mean, though I've known Latrice for quite a while. It's 2020. We met in 2005. So it's been 15 years.
So crazy.
Mm-hmm. Just to let everyone know, Latrice and Daniel have been married. They just recently celebrated their 13-year wedding anniversary. So
Woo-hoo!
that's pretty amazing. So you're going to have to tell us your secrets about that. So congratulations. And they have 3 beautiful children, which is awesome. And so now let's just start from the beginning. We need to know like how you guys met, your whole, little story.
Well, you want me to tell it, or you
go for it?
Okay, so initially we met on MySpace, which for anyone that does not know what MySpace is, it's just another social media platform that used to be back in the day before Facebook and all these other social media platforms. That's where he slid in my DM and was like, "Let me take you on a date." And at the time, I was in Florida with Anais. We were on an internship program, and I was in Florida, and I was like, okay, as soon as I get back home, I would love for you to take me on a date. So when I returned home, we went on a date, and our first date was where?
To the movies and IHOP.
Yes, we went to the movies, and we went to the restaurant IHOP. And I purposely didn't eat all day because I knew he was taking me out. So I was starving. And I'm eating. I'm not, I'm trying to engage in conversation, but my main focus was the food. So I'm just eating. I'm like, answering questions, whatever. I was eating. And then he just was like, he wasn't eating. And so I said, "Hey, are you finished with that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." And so I was like, do you mind if and I just ate his too because I was so hungry because I didn't eat all.
Wow. It's cute. So what were your first impressions of each other?
I was so amazed that somebody so small can eat so much, because you knew it was so small, and she just ate and ate and ate and ate. That was like, whoa.
Honestly, Anais, from his MySpace profile pictures, they were mostly in black and white. And I think it was like one color photo, but he had like a fitted hat really low and this big academic hood jacket. So from first initial like pictures looking through his profile, I thought he was like, I don't know, Hispanic, Puerto Rican. And so when we went on the date, the first date at IHOP, he had on, again, a bigger coat, a lower hat. So I seen, like this much of his face. And he's asking me questions about interracial relationships. And I'm like, why are you asking me questions about interracial relationships? I mean, I understand that I'm African American and you may be Puerto Rican, but that's not that far of a stretch. So I'm like, I'm cool with it. But he was Caucasian. And I was so focused on eating that I really realized, look him in his face, you see his blue eyes, that he was Caucasian. That's why he was asking me about interracial relationships. So I always find that super funny.
Yeah, you had to run back home and look it up on MySpace.
Yeah, I had to look on MySpace and see his race. It is so terrible. I know. So bad.
So how long were you guys dating before you kind of realized like, oh, this is the person I want to be with? And what made you Like, what was it? Was there like a certain moment or something that the other person did that made you think like, oh, like this is the person I want to be spend the rest of my life with?
I feel like I knew pretty quickly. I was very open and upfront with her from the beginning that I was looking for somebody to settle down with. I wanted a life partner. I think she took it at first as kind of me just trying to run game, and what girl doesn't want to hear that? But I was serious. It only took me like, I feel like we dated for about 3 months, and I invited her to move in with me. And about 6 months later, put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
And it took probably a year and a half of knowing each other before we were married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really curious. I'm wondering what made you. What about Latrice's profile or something made you slide into the DMs? Like, what caught your eye?
Definitely her brown eyes.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. And she was trying to be a model back then, so she had some really flattering pictures posted, and just
Okay.
and showing all her goodness.
So all what that
not in a bad
sound
way.
great.
It sounds bad nowadays, but back then,
I
my
wasn't
goodness,
showing
as far
any
as her
goodness
beauty.
as far as like
Her beauty. That's what I meant. I didn't mean
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah, not like anything
No.
X-rated or anything like that.
Thank you for clarifying.
It was all very classy and
Okay.
respectful.
Thanks.
I wouldn't have went for somebody that was out there like that online.
Okay.
That's not even how I roll, but yes.
So there's a tip for ladies: put your best self forward. That's probably the best way to say it. Yeah. But don't be too, not go crazy with all the filters that you'd look like a completely different person.
This is true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely met who I saw.
Yay! You didn't get catfish?
No, you did a little bit. You thought I was an ex.
I did.
Oh. Okay, so how was it with when you guys had to meet each other's families? Did you do that before you got engaged or after?
Before. It wasn't so her side. My side, I grew up with, my mom did adoption and foster care. So I grew up with Black, Hispanic, and I grew up also in the inner city. So we were really the few white kids that were in our neighborhood. So I was always attracted to brown skin. So I knew what I was getting into. I knew her family wasn't going to be right away acceptable, but once people get to know me, it's all right.
You'll win them over.
Yeah.
This was true. My mom and dad was not having it like at all. My mom first thing was like, you can't find a black man. You all these black men out here in the world, you can't find a black man. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? If he's treating me right and with respect and loving me properly, why does his race matter? But that's what they were hung up on. And I never even realized that my parents were so racist until I started dating Daniel. So it was just like, whoa, like, what's the problem? It's, okay, like, chill out. And I thank God that I followed my heart and I really didn't get persuaded by what they were saying and their reaction and their initial, because this is a lovely man. We've been together for 13 years. We have 3 beautiful children. We're continually growing in our relationship. And who knows, like, who I would have been with if I would have listened to my mom's and dad's initial responses. Mm-hmm. And now they love him.
Yeah. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people have to go through. Is just like they want to be with someone who their family or friends, like, they're really against. So they're kind of stuck like, okay, should I go with what I want or what my friends and family want? So what would you recommend to people that are going through that? Like, what would you tell them? To follow their heart or
follow your heart?
Oh, sure. Most definitely.
Follow your heart. For sure.
Most definitely. And even if you feel like you want to listen to advice from your loved ones and your closest friends, because that, I'm not gonna lie, that does have a say so. I mean, to a degree. Like, you do want your family and your friends to like who you're gonna potentially spend the rest of your life with. But you're never gonna know if you don't try it out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it doesn't work out, you at least know that you gave it a try, you followed your heart, and okay, it didn't work. On to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So just do right for you at the time, so that you know in your heart that you did it your way.
Beautiful, very well said. So now I need to know. I love hearing the stories about the proposals. How was that?
I wasn't as extreme as Latrice would have liked it to be.
I'm sorry, babe. That just sounds so bad.
I don't know if it was Valentine's Day or your birthday. I know I bought quite a few pieces of jewelry, and I like had hid them around the house. There was like earrings, a ring, a necklace. But I did hide the proposal ring in the last spot, and I had asked. I think I asked you for like freeze pops from the freezer or something. Yeah. She went to the freezer and she found the earrings or whatever. I don't quite remember what I placed there. Then there was another little list of, kind of a little scavenger hunt throughout the house until she found the ring. Yeah. And then, I proposed. And she didn't really believe me.
Yeah, I thought he was joking. I know, that's so bad. I was like, what is this? What are you doing? Are you going to marry me? Will you marry me? And I'm like that was my face.
I think it was a little too all this was coming. Like I said, I think she thought it was just a joke.
Yeah, like we really only known each other for like really quickly. It was like 3 months. And then he's like, now you're trying to propose.
It was like 9 months of knowing each other.
I don't know. That was my face, and I felt bad. Like, I'm like, can I think? Maybe.
Here we are 13 years later.
I think he was, I don't know, serious. So that makes me feel bad.
I'm not stressed.
That's where I was at the time. I was young. I was 20 years old. So
I got what I wanted.
I love you.
All right. So during the wedding, or like by the time you guys got married, were your families good? Like, were they?
Oh yeah.
I feel like it was never really any points where it was like really bad between us. They just definitely voiced like,
why you with a white man?
Not the one, but that was when I first started coming. We were just dating. I feel like a few months after us moving in together is when they realized it was more serious. And
when we got married, I was 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
So honestly, they didn't really have a choice. Like, he was gonna be in my life regardless, because now we have a choice. Yes. So you have at this point, you have no choice but to at least be civil.
Yeah.
Because y'all got a grandbaby. With this white man. So y'all gonna have to suck that up. Whatever feelings you felt, it don't matter, because now you got a grandson that's mixed. So you know what I mean? So it just was like dun 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 dun, dun.
And how long was the engagement? Like, how long after you got engaged did you get married?
Like 6 months.
Not even. It was super quick. Yeah. Everything was quick on the timeline. We suck at it. Because it literally felt like bang, 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 bang.
Even our wedding day was so very fast.
Yeah.
And just we don't even really recall.
I don't even remember
a lot of it.
You don't remember?
Oh, I
so
we don't have any wedding pictures. We don't have any, like, we still haven't gone on our honeymoon.
You should. Well, maybe not right now because of COVID, but after, you deserve it. You should go on like 2 already for your 10-year and this one.
It was so fast. Yeah. It just was like, choom, and we was married with a baby. Literally.
Wow. But it felt right for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, even though it was super fast, I didn't have any reserves or even doubts, even on the wedding day. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I was very secure in my yes. Like, yes, I am sure.
Yeah, your vows said that.
Oh, my vows said that. Oh.
Did you both wrote your own vows?
Yes, but after she said hers, Well, she says she didn't, but
I did.
I would have sworn they were written because they were so beautiful. And after her saying what she said, I just became blank. So everything that I had prepared to say, I had no words. She really left me speechless with her vows.
Yeah.
Tears were flowing.
Yeah, he was crying more than I was crying.
Oh my god! I love when the groom cries. I'm gonna say that. I love when the groom cries.
I was crying way more than I was crying.
I look like a punk, but
no, you weren't a punk. It was beautiful, baby.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I did my vows off the top of my dome. I just said I'm just gonna say what's in my heart, point blank, period, and it was gold. Said it.
Wow. And
so
we don't.
I said.
There's no video of that precious moment. Oh no! Oh my gosh!
I mean, at least he remembers it, so I'm happy.
That's true.
I definitely got a good gist of it.
Yay!
Oh, where did you guys get married? I know it was maybe outdoors. I don't know. Was it outdoors?
It was a thing out on the Lake Ontario in Webster. We had rented a big white party house lodge.
Yeah.
Kind of just did the reception inside and the wedding outside.
Yeah, the cheapest wedding ever.
Yep.
Nice.
I think we the whole thing together for like $3,000.
Yeah, I kind of do believe that like the more you spend on the wedding, the worse the marriage is gonna be probably. Because I feel like if you're really doing it for love, like why do you need all this extra stuff?
You don't.
Right.
You don't.
That's honest. That's the truth. You really don't. And even though it went by fast, it was still beautiful.
It was beautiful. And it was really good. Even just like for food, we did more of the barbecue, chicken. Family and friends bring things, because it is the uniting of two families.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hers and vice versa. So it definitely turned out really well.
Yeah. And we still have a drawing that you drew of us.
Yes, we do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm glad. That was so wild. Like I kind of I'm so critical of my work that I'm always like I want to go and like fix it and like make it look better and stuff. So that's sweet.
I was like, this is so Anais. This is something that she would do. Just literally draw a portrait of us. Like it was. Thank you so much.
It was awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked it. And I love how you had the kind of like a potluck style wedding. I think that's it kind of includes your other your friends in there, and it's more I don't know, I feel like it's just you being yourselves, it's kind of like it fits your personalities down, like, oh, we have to do this because that's what you're supposed to do at a wedding, like even though it doesn't fit.
No, the wedding is about the couple. I think a lot of people forget that, and they have their mom say so and their their dad, everybody's opinions, and then it changed to something that you didn't even want to begin with. Like you're honoring the love between your future wife and your future husband. So for that day, everybody else needs to shut up.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Yeah.
Their opinion does not matter. Like you can say what you want to do, but at the end of the day, the decision is between me and my, husband or wife. So just for anybody that's struggling with what should I do? My mom wants this and do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to following your heart.
Yes, follow your heart. Do what you want to do.
Yes, it's beautiful. So now, what would you say your favorite qualities are about each other?
Ooh, how many can we list?
As many as you want.
Okay, you want to do 4? Go for it. Okay, so I love him because his number one quality in my book is his patience. He's a very, very patient man. And I say that because when we first got in our relationship, I was really broken. Several bad relationships, a lot of baggage from past relationships, a lot of unresolved hurt from rejection, fathers not being in my life. So I had a very skewed version of what love was, or what I thought it was, or how it should be. And through all my, I would just say vomiting, that's what I call it, just like just literally vomiting on him with just so much, unpacking my baggage. He was there to help me do that. He was there to help me through pain. He was there to help me to heal, and he was just very patient with me. Very, very patient with me. So I would say for me, that's his number one. And he's very, I don't know, gentle but strong. I don't know how to say it. Like, he has a very strong presence, but it's not like cocky or loud, or it's just a strong but gentle presence. I hope I'm saying right.
Never even heard you say that.
Yeah, I like you're very strong, but you don't come off like, I don't know, I'm the king. Like, a king don't necessarily say that you're king and boast and brag and like all of that. I mean, if that's what you like, then do you. But he doesn't necessarily need to do that, and you can still feel his strength. So that's another quality that I like about him, or love about him. Two more. I love that I can be goofy with him and completely be myself. I don't care what it is. Like, I don't know. I could take the booger out my nose and eat it, and he would be like, "Ooh, give me a kiss with your booger lips." Like, you know, I could just totally be myself, every flaw out in the open, and he's still gonna love me. Like, even when I fart, he's like, "Ooh, baby, get that fart."
That's support. That's love right there.
Like, that's another quality that I love, that I can be my complete self. And another one would be just the way that he loves me. He just loves me just for me, and flaws and all, attitude one day and happy-go-lucky the next day, and up and down, all of my bipolar moments. He still loves me. So after all these years, I feel like our love has grown instead of weakened. And I just really appreciate him for that. And his loyalty. I know I said for it, but his loyalty.
That's good.
He's a very loyal man. And I know that, you know, this is mine. Y'all know what I mean? Like, nobody else is having that, has had that, is gonna have that. Like, it's all mine. So I thank you for your loyalty to me and our marriage.
My pleasure.
Oh. Oh my god, so cute. I can't. All right, Daniel, your turn.
This is qualities. I would say overall, probably my number one, and a lot of people know this about her, is just her very, very, very infectious personality. She's very just awesome, bright, like just a shining light.
Thank you, baby.
I struggled a bit when we first got together because she did have a lot of male friends. It took for her mom to really make me realize that the same reason they want to be friends with her is the same reason why I fell in love with her, is because she has a very infectious personality. And it had to make me realize that I shouldn't be so jealous with everybody. There were certain guys that I felt like I wasn't getting the right feelings from them, like they had other intentions.
Yeah.
But I had to just let her be her. And yeah, just that. I don't know. I love her. I love her energy. Her energy feeds me.
Thank you, baby.
I love the fact that she is so encouraging. I wouldn't be who I am today, or the great man she speaks of, if it wasn't for her and her little nudges and pushes, even though they might not come across the right way when she's giving them to me, or I might battle them when I'm first getting them. But after I've overcome those little nudges, I can look back and really see, like, she's pushed me to be who I am today, which is a great man. I'm very grateful. Very grateful. I love the way she loves our children, and the mother that she is. Just all her creativeness and thinking outside the box as far as surprising them or doing parties or just family fun nights, and all those things that she does is just awesome. Okay.
I agree. I love her too. This might be maybe a little bit repetitive, but since you guys have been together for longer than a lot of us have been in relationships, what maybe lessons have you learned from each other, or like how you kind of how did your partner help you grow in some way?
I feel like for me, because I can only speak for me, he had to establish a certain level of trust for me to completely hand over my heart, because I was so broken when we got together. So everything that we probably went through, because I feel like I would say, you know how people have deer goggles on? I had like hurt goggles on. So even though it could have been the most wonderful romantic thing in the world, I always had that, oh my gosh, is she cheating on me? Oh my gosh, why is he doing this? Why is he being so nice? Why, always thought it was, an interior motive, or just, I don't know, too good to be true type of situation. So it took me a long, long time to just literally just say, here's my heart, you can have it. Like, I just was holding on, like, no, I refuse to get hurt again. Even while we're married, we have kids, I'm still like on reserve and have the walls up. And he just continued every day to just reinforce that he loved me. He wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't gonna hurt me. He wasn't gonna cheat on me. So he just brick by brick established in my life the trust that I needed to fully embrace love. Because honestly, I really didn't know it could be this good.
Wow.
I did not know that it could be this good. And like the movie love, like, oh, that's just for the movies. But if I have that in real life, and that's because of you.
Oh,
I love you. So yeah, I would say him just constantly reaffirming who he was going to be and who he is in my life, so that I can truly just relinquish everything to him with no worries, no, like reserves, just here I am, baby. You still got me. You hold me down. So yeah, he had to establish that trust, and he did that. And I'm truly thankful that he did that.
yeah. Thank you for doing that for my friend. It makes me happy for her. Anything you maybe learned from Latrice?
What you done learn from me, baby?
A lot of things in the bedroom.
Ooh. I done taught you.
Well, yeah, you learn how to love each other.
Yes.
Latrice is still teaching me how to get out my head and live life and not be so caught up with anxiety. Yeah. She pushes me into uncomfortable positions a lot.
Okay.
But they only make me stronger. So yeah.
That's good.
Is that bad or good?
It's good.
Okay.
I just said they only make me stronger.
Sorry.
Progress.
Okay.
So for the couples who have children, I'm always really curious. How was it, when you had your first child? Like, what were the emotions? Like, did you cry a lot? How was it?
Get ready. No. That was the emotion. What? Why? How?
Yeah, I don't think we were fully ready.
No, we were not ready at all.
We were kind of like in a little kid mind space as far as playing house.
Yeah.
Like do 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 do, and then reality came.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah, well, I was not. It was not. It wasn't clean. We wasn't. Like we're gonna. No, I was just taking my routine and my pregnancy test. And I took it, and at first it was negative. I'm like, yes, threw it in the garbage. Like, okay, we good. And I think it was later that day or the next day, I'm cleaning out that same garbage, and it had a plus on it. And I was like, wait, it was negative. How is it now positive? So I took another one, and it was positive. And so I just screamed. I was like, Dad, Dad! Like I was really having a panic attack.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, yo, I'm pregnant. I was crying. I'm like, and then, you know, once you realize it, it's like, oh my gosh, my mom. Oh my God, my dad. Oh my God. Like, yeah, I know I was not expecting it. And it just shoom, it just hit me from the shoom. Yeah. Left field.
And Daniel, how did you? Were you?
I was happy.
Oh.
Like I mean, even though I was trying to be more supportive for her in that time, but I was happy. That's what I wanted.
How old were you? Like 20 at that time?
Huh?
Were you like 20 at that time?
23.
Okay. Well, even then at 23, that's something a lot of 23-year-olds right now would not be happy about. So you're kind of rare, I think.
I feel like I've always had more of an old soul.
Okay.
I even think back to like middle school days and having a girlfriend back then. Like every girlfriend I've had, like I expected to just be with like forever. Like in my mind, idea of like that Bonnie and Clyde without the crime, you know, just like somebody to hold me down and I will hold you down. Like that was
your mindset.
That was my goal.
Did you get that like from your parents, or where did you get that like kind of desire for like wanting something like that?
I'm not even sure, to be honest. I mean, my parents stayed married for quite some time, but they didn't really have the healthiest of marriage. I had a father addicted to drugs the majority of my life. Probably got more of it from my mom, you know, watching my mom stay married to him and fight for him. And, you know, I'd learned probably in my younger teenage years that love is a very strong drug, and watching my mom stick around and put her and us through a lot of the stuff that he put us through because she loved him, definitely taught me like not to give up so quickly.
Okay.
And I think that's where a lot of people fail in today's marriages. They're very quick to give up.
Mm-hmm. What do you think has helped you guys last 13 years? Like, I know there's not like one secret, like one answer, but what do you think has been like key for you to last?
I know even though we did move fast and everything that we did, we moved in together and then we got pregnant and then we got married. Like you said, you were 23, I was 21. So even though that happened really fast, I feel like based on my being raised, the way I was raised Christian. And so the idea of marriage is very sacred. Divorce is not an option. Like, this is your king. You treat him as such. So I've already had that instilled in me. I mean, I didn't necessarily follow that exact path, but it was still instilled in me. So when he did ask me to marry him and I said yes, like I knew, like I'm not trying this is it. I'm not getting a divorce. I don't desire to have a divorce. I don't want to have baby daddies. And, you know, like I already knew, like we discussed, like divorce is not an option for us. Like whatever we gonna do is gonna be me and you. That's it. So both had that. And I just feel like that was it. Our mindset was we're not going to give up on each other.
So I guess like for other couples, just kind of being on the same page probably helps, making sure you want kind of like the same thing. Because I feel like maybe some couples they get into it and they don't discuss certain things. And then they find out after they got married, oh, we wanted different things. And that causes conflict.
That after we got married, like things that we forgot or didn't think to discuss beforehand getting married.
Yeah.
And there were, some things, and definitely adjusting and sacrificing and having to let certain beliefs go and take on new beliefs. And, you know, it's definitely a very big give and take.
Yes.
You have to know how to give and you have to know how to take. There is, I don't know, times where you don't want to take. It's like, I got it. And I'm still, even now, trying to learn to accept her help and accept her whatever she's trying to give.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to give, and you have to learn how to take.
I feel like you hit it on the head, Anais. Like, you guys or whoever is planning to be married or in any type of relationship need to talk about every aspect of religion, to how you like your clothes folded, who's going to be cooking, who's going to be doing the dishes, if you have kids, who's going to be working, who's, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to stay at home wife? Do you want to be the provider? Like, you have to dissect every ideology, is that how you say that word? That the other person might have.
Mm-hmm.
Because one person could be thinking like, you're going to be home, you're a stay-at-home wife, and the wife like, nah, I got 3 careers, I don't even want kids. And you like, whoa. You really have to like dissect, is this really the person that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life on this earth?
Yeah. One of the big ones for me that I didn't realize was holidays. And that was kind of a struggle for us when we got married, is holidays, and whether or not we're going to let our children partake in certain holidays.
Yeah.
With her growing up in her beliefs, they didn't celebrate Halloween too much. Mm-hmm. And for me and my family, that was like time to get creative and, you know, make our own costumes, because we weren't that rich and we couldn't afford to go buy anything. Mm-hmm. So it was fun to, you know, just make up our own costumes and get out there and go get candy. Like, that's what it was for kids. So when my wife is telling me like, yeah, our kids aren't going out, you can't take them out, it was like, oh. Yeah. And it took, you know, some back and forth, and finally she made the sacrifice and gave in, and, you know, her beliefs for that. And so it's little things like that. Like, to me, growing up, I would have never thought, like, that's something I need to discuss with my girlfriend, is whether we're going to let our kids celebrate Christmas or Halloween or whatever holiday, you know, like things or traditions that you might even if it's not a holiday, just traditions that you had growing up in your family that they might not be okay with.
Mm-hmm. So since you guys were talking about, you know, maybe differences you might have, how would you, like, what advice would you give in terms of like handling conflict? Like, how, like, what have you learned that kind of helps you guys when you have a disagreement?
I had to learn, because we're 2 totally different personalities. I'm more aggressive when it comes to heated debates. I can get loud. I can get very expressive in my body language. And for him, he backs up, he shuts down. And I will be like, tell me what's wrong. Mm-hmm. And he like, you know, like a turtle going to his shell. Like, nah, that's not how I roll. Like, you're doing too much. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn that my way isn't always the best way. I had to calm down and come to a level where he feels comfortable in expressing himself so we can resolve the conflict. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm giving him more anxiety with how heated or, you know, loud or rambunctious I'm being. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, not understanding, because my goal is to just, I don't know, like, rip the Band-Aid off and let's get to the problem. Like, we don't got time to patty cake, kumbaya. Like, what is it? What's the problem? Okay, let's move on. I love you. Mm-hmm. That's my approach.
that I love you though just sounded way too aggressive for me. Like, it didn't come off like an I love you.
But it is. It is I love you.
And in that moment, I don't believe it.
But it is, and that's the difference. It's like, we can have I don't mind getting a little rowdy, getting a little loud. And he's like, okay, babe, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. And I know he's sincere because I'm sincere. But he didn't take it as that. And I had to learn, like, whoa, okay. He doesn't like when I do that. He shuts down, which makes me even more angry because I'm just trying to resolve the issue. So I had to learn, like, I don't know what it's even called. Just how he deals with conflict.
Mm-hmm. I know there's like something called in psychology, like attachment styles, and the avoidant is more like, okay, I need my time, kind of, and then there's I think there's like a few different ones. Yeah,
that is definitely the terms, and I recently just seen that. Mm-hmm. So that helped a lot as far as us resolving conflict. we had to have that happy medium. And still to this day, I might get a little like, and I gotta check like, okay, babe, like I have to calm down so that he doesn't go into that place of anxiety and shutting down.
I get really defensive when my anxiety kicks in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think just kind of understanding each other, that definitely helps. And I did watch that's kind of how I just recently learned about attachment styles, and that really helps couples, like once they learn that about each other, just help each other understand them, themselves better. So
yeah,
that's a good tip. This is just me being curious. Do you guys know your love languages?
Yes.
What are they?
Our love language is the touch, physical touch, closing, rubbing, touching, kissing. Like we have to have that. If I don't have a hug throughout the day, I'll be like, what's wrong? Did I make you mad? Is there anything, like, what did I do? I think we hug and kiss and say, I love you in one day 50 plus times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, we constantly like, I love you, babe. I love you too, babe. And then our kids do it too. Like my youngest was just like, I love you, mom. And I'm like, I love you too, babe. Like we just, I don't know.
Feel the need to like
constantly.
I have to express it. I have to let you know. God, I really love you.
I love you too, babe.
Well, that's cool that you like, that your kids are getting that from you to kind of be able to express they feel comfortable expressing love, because unfortunately for me, I did not grow up like that, so that wasn't modeled for me, so I've had a hard time kind of expressing that, so it's something I've had to learn. But that's really great that your kids are you're modeling that for them, and then they just grow up expressing it, and that's awesome.
Yay.
And I just have to say, for anyone listening, they are awesome parents. Like, I just have to, like, I told Latrice, I love the video of the club quarantine you guys did. That was amazing. I'm like, oh, they're the best parents ever. Like, that seems so fun. I'm like, I want to go there. I want to go to club quarantine at the Halters. Like, can I go?
You want to have a party? Sure. Hey, girls. You want to have a party? Yes. Okay. Babe, you want to have a party? Hey. I'm sexy and I know it.
Yeah, on the top of my head, even like he was just playing the game, and I'm just like put the phone in his face, like, "Hey, babe, you wanna have a party?" And he's like, "What? Okay." Like he didn't know like what was going on, what I was talking about. So we were all putting it together. We really did have fun. I'm like,
yeah. See, getting creative during quarantine, that's awesome. And then you were like dancing on your son. His face was just like, oh my gosh. I loved it.
Yeah, he's in that age where he's just like anti-family, spend time together. So I had to like drag him like, you're gonna do this with us. So his face, everyone always says he does not want to be there. Why are you doing this to him? Like, because it's just so clear.
But he might not like it now, but it's really good that you're doing that, because like when he'll appreciate it when he's older. Like I can tell my family really loved me. They weren't like, you weren't excluding him or anything. So, but it's just like typical teenager where they're like, I don't want to be with you parents. Like, I just want to know you love me, but like from afar. Like, yeah.
Like over there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there any maybe other advice or words of wisdom or anything you would like to share to anyone that just wants an awesome, loving, lasting relationship?
I was told once, I don't remember who exactly told me. It was one of the churches that she went to that we visited, but there was an older gentleman. He was married 50 plus years. And there was one piece of advice that he's given me and has stuck with me and helps me in moments where we are heated and arguing, or I feel like I'm very right and she's wrong, or even if, she did something wrong and whatever the case may be. He told me that if I step back from the situation for just a quick second and I just have that quick thought where I really tap into the feelings, is if she had passed away. Mm-hmm. And if I was to lose her tomorrow, is whatever we're arguing about that important? And it never is. It never is.
Yeah.
So I'm a lot easier to let my pride down and let things go. Whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter, because when it boils down to it, if I was to lose her tomorrow, it never matters.
Wow, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I almost I'm getting a little emotional. Wow, that's really, really
the hard part for men is to, in those moments, step back and hold on to that thought. If you can hold on to that thought, you'll get far. Be able to let a lot go.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that super profound emotional piece of advice and your whole story. I really appreciate you guys coming on here. You can follow Latrice on Instagram at Esteem Faces. She's super talented, just oh my gosh, she's amazing. So hire her immediately. And also if you want, tattoos, they're both just amazing. Daniel, and he's on Instagram. You can see his work at Tattoo Hero with a 2. And
yeah, it's AT2 Hero.
Yes, and I will post the links for everything in the show notes and video description. And then you can check them out on TikTok. Right. At the Halter the Halter fam, not ham, sorry. Fam 5. It's the H's, Oh, it's okay. I'm hungry. No, I'm just kidding. Apparently I'm hungry right now for some ham. Their videos are hilarious and amazing, and you can just see how much love there is in that family. And again, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for listening.
I love so much, Anais. I'm just so proud. Just happy to call you my friend. I cannot wait to just hug you.
I know. I want to visit you guys so bad, and now that there's time and I can't go, and
it's just sucks.
Yeah, but one day it's gonna happen.
It is.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
And I want to be in one of your funny TikToks. Yes. Because I love dancing, so when I see you dancing, I'm like, I want to be dancing with her. Oh my god.
Oh, I know you would dance with me, so that's why I was like, I need you.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Love you. See you guys later.
See you.
Bye, Anais.
All right, so thank you so much for listening to the How to Relationship podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please follow on Instagram, How to Relationship Podcast, or subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Links for everything in the show notes and video description. If you love the podcast, give us a review or share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. And also it would help spread this to other people who might be interested in listening to it. I would love to hear your feedback as well. If you know of any couples that you think would be good to have on this show, please send me a DM on Instagram. Or if you are in a pretty great relationship that's lasted quite a bit and you feel like you can share some words of wisdom, I would love to have you on. So again, DM me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening and or watching, and see you next time on the How to Relationship podcast.